Taurus, something quiet inside you is waking up. This is not the kind of week that announces itself with dramatic events or loud changes. Instead, it begins with subtle realizations, thoughts that appear unexpectedly, feelings that seem to come from deeper layers of your consciousness. As the sun moves through early Aries, it travels through the most private region of your chart. When the sun meets Neptune here, your intuition becomes unusually active. Dreams may feel vivid. Your imagination may wander toward possibilities that once seemed distant. You may find yourself asking deeper questions. Why am I here? What truly matters to me now? These are not questions that demand immediate answers. Instead, they invite reflection. The universe is encouraging you to step back from the noise of everyday life and listen to what your inner voice has been trying to say. For some Taurus individuals, this could appear as a desire for solitude. You may want quiet time, space to think, or moments where you can reconnect with your own emotional rhythm. This is not withdrawal, it is preparation. Because later in the week, the sun meets Saturn, and this alignment brings clarity. The fog that Neptune created begins to lift, revealing a truth you may have sensed but not fully understood. Something in your life is reaching a conclusion. Perhaps a chapter is closing, a habit is ending. A belief that once defined you may no longer hold the same power. Saturn's influence encourages you to release what has completed its purpose so that something more meaningful can emerge. Taurus is a sign that values stability, but even stability must evolve. Meanwhile, another powerful current flows beneath the surface of your relationships. Venus moves through Aries and approaches Chiron, activating a deep emotional healing process. You may suddenly realize that you have been carrying a quiet vulnerability, a place in your heart that once felt exposed or misunderstood. This week invites you to treat that vulnerability with compassion rather than judgment. Healing often begins not with dramatic action, but with acceptance. Allow yourself to recognize how far you have already come. The experiences that once tested you have also shaped your resilience. At the same time, Uranus continues its long journey through your sign, gently pushing you toward personal evolution. Though its influence moves slowly, you may feel occasional flashes of insight, moments when you see your future in a completely new way. Change is not your enemy, Taurus. It is the force that reveals your hidden strength. The moon begins the week in your sign, offering a grounding energy that helps you reconnect with your physical world. You may feel more attuned to your senses, the comfort of familiar surroundings, the pleasure of nature, the beauty of simple moments. But as the moon moves into Gemini and then Cancer, your attention may shift toward conversations and emotional connections. People may share information or feelings that illuminate something important. By the end of the week, as the moon enters Virgo, your natural practicality returns with renewed clarity. Plans begin to take shape. Ideas that seemed vague earlier now appear more manageable. And through all of this, Taurus, a quiet truth emerges. You are growing in ways that are not immediately visible. Your soul is reorganizing itself, preparing for a future that requires both your strength and your wisdom. So allow yourself moments of stillness. Allow reflection to guide you, because sometimes the most powerful transformations begin not with action, but with awareness.
Taurus, your tarot card is the Knight of Cups. This card represents emotional movement and heartfelt expression. The Knight of Cups carries messages from the heart, often bringing meaningful conversations, creative inspiration, or romantic energy. You may feel drawn to express something you have been holding inside. Perhaps a feeling, a dream, or a desire finally finds its voice. The Knight reminds you that emotional honesty can open doors that logic alone cannot. At the same time, remain aware of where your heart is guiding you. Not every opportunity that appears is meant to last forever, but each one teaches something valuable. Follow the feeling that resonates with authenticity.
Taurus. Your hexagram is hexagram 15, Earth over Mountain, Modesty. This symbol represents quiet strength. True influence often arises not through force, but through steady humility and balanced awareness. You may find yourself in a situation where patience and grounded wisdom carry more power than bold action. The more calmly you approach a challenge, the more clearly the right solution appears. Modesty reminds you that stability and grace can move mountains. Your steady presence may bring harmony where others feel tension.
Taurus. Your rune this week is Berkano. Berkano is the rune of growth, nurturing, and renewal. It represents the gentle but powerful force of life that encourages things to flourish when given care and patience. You may notice something in your life entering a stage of quiet development. A project, relationship, or personal transformation may be beginning to take root. Berkano encourages you to protect and nurture this growth rather than rushing it. Just as a seed requires time to emerge from the soil, your efforts now may need patience before their full potential becomes visible. Growth is already happening beneath the surface.
The currents of this week may reveal more than they first appear. Pay attention to the subtle messages around you, the quiet realizations, the unexpected conversations, and the feelings that guide your intuition. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. What truth or realization has become clearer for you recently? Share it in the comments. Your story may help someone else recognize their own path. If this message resonated with you, please like the video, subscribe to Lumen Lores, and tap the bell so you never miss your weekly horoscope. Until next time, listen closely to the wisdom of the stars.